Hi everyone, Lee Magpie here, and today I've got something else Jurassic World related, and this is the Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Dino Escapes Fierce Force Velociraptor. It is for ages 4 and plus. I actually got this off Amazon for £14, but that isn't the original price. The original price is £10, but I just thought paying that extra £4 just to get my hands on it early so I can do a review for you guys, it's not too bad. I wouldn't have paid probably any more than that. And I'm hoping that in the UK that it comes out in other retail places soon. It's listed on Smith's for £10. And hopefully it'll be out there with some other Fierce Force figures and some Attack Pack figures. This Raptor is different to all the other ones we've had in the past. So I've got some different variants of Raptors to show you from the last few years of these amazing Mattel toys. So I'll do like a comparison near the end of the review. But yeah, the packaging is the same as the other ones, but this one has got Darius, I think that's his name, from Camp Cretaceous. I absolutely love that series. And it's got Taurus in the background, which looks really good. It's got some Pteranodons in the background with the sunset. It isn't really that much different from the other packaging we've had. And then we've had the fence in the background, what's broken down, and some real nice scenery in the background. And it just looks really nice. And then on the back of the box, it shows you that it's got a different type of articulation, which is the twisted. It looks like it twists its body. I haven't actually tested how its body twists. I don't know if it's like a fling action or if it's articulated in that it'll just stay in one place. But the picture of the figure looks really cool on the back of the packaging. And here is some other available figures on the back here. Let me try and focus that in. I really want to get my hands on this one. I've done a review on this one, so check that out. It'll really help me out on my channel. I love the Gallimimus, I love the coloured scheme, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to get it, just because we've had lots of Gallimimuses, but this is the most elevated one than the Attack Packs, and it's also compatible with the Jurassic World Facts app, which I always show the scan code during the review, so you can pause away and scan away. And there isn't really much more I can say. I just really love the packaging. I like this green, what's going on, and the green outlining at the back. And then here it just says Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, and it's got a bit of this green at the back. And yeah, it just looks really nice. So I'm going to check out the new articulation, and yeah, hopefully it'll be out in other retail places in the UK. I'm not going to link it in the description box down below, but but if you go on Smith's, it'll be on there soon. And if you go on Amazon and you want to pay that little bit extra, go for it. But without further ado, I'm going to get the Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Dino Escapes Fierce Force Raptor, a Velociraptor, out of the packaging. So everyone, I've got the Fierce Force Velociraptor out of the packaging. My overall thoughts on it is it looks absolutely amazing. I really love the coloured scheme, and I absolutely love the fact that we've got a different way of playing with these Raptors, and this one's got, and I have already checked the body and it is more of a fling action, but I'll check that out in a sec. But this is the face sculpt up close. As you can see here, it looks a tiny little bit different to the other Raptors we've had. It's got a nicely painted eye. It's got a little bit of a blemish, but that's what you get the risk of picking it up from somewhere where you can't see it. So obviously I got this up from Amazon, so you can't really pick and choose the best paint scheme. But it's not real bad, it's not real out of place. And this is the other side as well. The sculpt is a little bit different. It looks like it's a little bit more indivited around the nose area. Really nicely done. And a little bit more different. I will do a comparison in a sec. But yeah, it looks absolutely lovely. I love the texturing around the top of the head, as you can see there. And some nice little texturing of lumps and bumps on the top of the head here. The coloured scheme is with this really nice chocolate brown at the top. And then we've got a scattering of cream, like little blotches of cream, going throughout the body here. And then we've got this like really light creamish, greenish colour. It's really light. It's more cream than it is green. And it just looks absolutely awesome. The claws are not painted, which is a little bit of a letdown, because it gets away with it because of it being all one colour. But it would have been kind of cool if they added this dark brown on the feet. I know they don't usually paint the claws, but this is easily done if you want to actually paint the claws. I usually just sometimes use like a Sharpie or a different paint, because with like some paints with this flexible material, as you can see on the hands, on the claws, this would chip off. So you have to use something what's a bit more like liquid than, or like a spray than something what's like a paint, because paint will just chip off. But it's easily done, and the sculpt on the arms looks really nicely done as well. It's just a shame that they didn't paint them, or at least the bottom claws. But yeah, looks really nicely done. Some really nice muscle and definition on the legs. And I just love that scattering of brown going into this cream colour at the bottom. There's no other colours at all. They've got this freckling going out the skin, what Mattel's known for doing with these figures. As you can see there. And the articulation is you can move the arms however you want. You can pretty much go all the way around. You can put the arms out like this, and you've got a swivel in the shoulder, and then you can articulate the head however you want. So you can lift the head that far up, that far down, side to side. You can pretty much go all the way around, and you can articulate the jaw however you want as well. So you can have it really wide, that closed or fully closed, and the teeth are really nicely done as well. Pretty much the same as what we've seen quite a lot. Nicely painted tongue. And on the neck, it's got some scattering here. What I really like about these £10 figures, I call them the Savage Strike ones. I know they've changed the name to Fierce Force. Is the fact that these are £10, and then you can get the attack packs, which have what are £10 as well in where I live. Their articulation is very minimum, but they're £10. The articulation on these ones is a lot more, and they're a little bit more in depth in sculpt as well. You can even move the thighs in and out, but not as much as other figures. So that's what I like about these figures, because they've just got that little bit more detail, and they've got that little bit more sculpt and a little bit more articulation. Considering both of them are £10, you get a little bit less with this one than you do with this one, or the attack packs, or the Savage Strike ones, which I'm going to do a comparison in a sec. And then with the mechanism with this, I'm not being nasty or not, but I think it's a bit lazy. I think it doesn't really make no sense, but if you put a figure here, like a human figure, you can do some really good play purposes and strike that way. But before I got it out the box, you could actually, it had the rubber bit here, didn't have the straps what hold it in, and I moved it like that and it stayed like that. So I thought, oh, you can move it however you want. Now I think it would have been really cool if you could actually keep it to stay in that place, just like the joints do, so you can keep it like that, or move it down, it won't fling back up. I think that would have been really cool if they did add that. But it's still a cool little action feature. If you put a figure there, you've got some really good striking action. But yeah, other than that, I think it's still a really cool figure. You've also got a swivel in the tail. It can't turn left or right, which would have been cool if they actually started doing that. But yeah, it's got some really good posability. Move the legs, move the arms, you can swivel the arms out. Little action feature and some really cool movements in the head for photography or just to look cool on your shelf. And play purposes. And I really love the coloured scheme. That chocolate brown just really makes it pop. And the yellow eyes really make it pop against the dark colour of the brown. And this is the scan code. So you're doing the Jurassic World Facts app. I know a lot of people aren't really using it now, but I still like to show it. There is the scan code, so pause away and scan away. And there is the Jurassic World symbol. And my marks out of 10 for this figure, I would give an 8. And the reason being is, even though I think the action feature is quite cool, I would have kind of loved it if you could actually move the body and kept it in that place instead of it just being an action feature. But it's still quite cute. And the other reason why I'm going to knock another mark off from being a 10 is the fact that I think that they could have just painted the claws in maybe like this cream colour or the brown or just even a black. They didn't even have to paint these, but it's these little details what make it look a little bit better. But my overall thoughts on the coloured scheme is definitely a 10 out of 10. The articulation, a 10 out of 10. And the fact that they've changed a little bit more of the sculpt is really nice. So now, and the only Raptors I haven't got is the very first Raptor where it was like a bit more crouched. So we've got the Battle Damage Raptor. And I've this in all my Raptors. This is just, I'm just showing you the few different sculpts and different versions, shall we say, of these Raptors. And then we've got the Savage Strike Raptor. And then we've got the Attack Pack Raptor, but I haven't got the one where it's got the really... There's one with more of a bended knee, and then there's one which is really crouched down. They're the only Raptors I don't have, because I'm not really into the Raptor what really crouches down. I'm more into ones what can articulate on the full legs. And then we've got... this back. I know that sounds a bit horrible. I'm sorry about that. But I just wanted to show you all the Raptors. So there's one, what's the original blue right at the beginning, like 3 years ago, where the knee just bends a little bit. And then there's that really crouching one, what goes down like that. Them ones I did have, but I sold them because they was coming out with better versions. And they were still brilliant to say the fact that there was like the first Raptors to come out with. I painted the claws on these ones. And then they came out with this one where the legs are a little bit straighter, and that's why I've kept that one. I really love the coloured scheme of this one. The sculpt is a little bit lackluster compared to what we've got up to now. And then they came out with these, which was the Battle Damage Raptor, which is really nicely done. It reminds me of the Lost World Raptors. And then we came out with the Savage Strike ones, which are absolutely awesome. But all these retailed for £10, and you can see that they've got better and better. As you can see, the sculpt is just a tiny little bit better on this one than it is on this one. And you can see in this one as well. They have changed them slightly. Maybe not, I don't know, but I think it might be just the shading. And then they've come out with this one, which you can really see a difference. If I use one of the more recent ones we've had, if you look at the top of the head on this one, you can see, and another raptor we've had is the jumping raptor. I don't really like them ones. They look really cool, but I just like it where you can move the legs so you can pose them a bit different for photography reasons. But if you can see, the top of the head here arches a little bit more and is a little bit more curved and lifted. And this one's just a bit more sloped and goes down. If you look at the top of the eyebrow on this one, you can see it's a little bit more arched and lifted as well. And the same goes for the indivots in the sides of the nose. They go a little bit more deeper, and they've got some scale detailing in the actual face itself. As this one has no scale detailing, it's quite smooth. So you can see there and here. So they're really trying to keep these raptors going. I know they've come out with a lot of colours and they've come out with different action features or articulation, but you can see that they're really up in the game in making the sculpt just that little bit more sharper and a little bit more put together. And I overall think it looks just a little bit better in the sculpt in this one. But I really love the Savage Strike ones because I like the action feature. The action feature is really cool, and I like the fact that you can do the action feature and move the arms however you want. But for all of them being £10, they've got better and better. These attack pack ones. These attack pack ones should go down, I think, to £6. If they're going to continue bringing them out as the attack pack ones, they need to go down to like £7, I would say. And then if they carry on doing battle damage ones, maybe change the sculpted heads, the heads to these ones, just to make them a bit more, people might buy them a little bit more. And same goes for the Savage Strike ones, but the battle damage ones are really cool as well. Sometimes I like to glue these bits shut because sometimes they can just pop down, up and down. But yeah, really cool. I think they're really, I know they've come out with a lot of Raptors. I know they've come out with a lot of repaints. And we all get kind of annoyed with it sometimes. But you can see that Mattel's really trying to come out with different ways to elevate the Raptor figures, just because they're like a big part of the franchise of the new things that are coming out. So they've updated the action feature. They've updated the sculpt. As you can see, all the arms are a little bit different. So these ones are a little bit more creeped over. I think they're pretty much the same. Creeped over. This one's a little bit more spread out, and they don't all. This one's like a little bit more spread out, and this one's a bit more crimped over, and these ones are just a little bit more creepy and menacing. And then these ones don't really have like. These ones are different as well, but they just bend here, and this one comes a little bit out. So yeah, they've really started to update these figures every time they come out with them. I have a feeling that they're going to come out with another 6 colours of these, because that's just what Mattel does. But Mattel are really good for trying to update figures and they are really good for coming out with new species and new unusual species, as I've seen some screenshots of some really cool figures that are coming out later, and I still get very excited to get these figures. And the new Raptor overall is really, really cool. Definitely worth adding to your Jurassic World collection. And I just can't wait to see what else Mattel comes out with. I think that they need to slow down on the Raptors a little bit. But I know that they're going to come up with some other colours, because they've come up with like 4 or 5 of these. They've come out like with this version of the attack pack with the straighter leg. They've come out with about 3 or 4 of these. And the same goes for the battle damage ones and the jumping ones and the crouching ones. So they've come out with a lot. So I'm just hoping that these ones are maybe going to be like the last ones. And then when Jurassic World Dominican comes out, which I'm absolutely so excited about, comes out, they'll probably come out with some other ones. And then obviously we've got the Ember collection, the 6-inch ones. They're really cool. They've come up with a few good colours of them. And yeah, but I'm going to stop going on now. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more toy related stuff. I've got some more Jurassic World stuff coming up soon. And I've got some other toy related stuff coming up soon as well. And I do a big mixed range of toys on my channel, so more reason to like and subscribe to my channel. Get your hands on this really cool Raptor. Like I've just said there, I've gone through like a Raptor history. They've come out with lots of different Raptors, but this one is by far one of the best ones to come out with, just for the fact that they've really thought about the sculpting of the head. Looks a little bit more better and a little bit more, just a little bit more defined. So yeah, coloured scheme's great, articulation's great, the action feature's okay, and there isn't much more I can say. So more toy related stuff coming up soon, and I hope you enjoyed this review, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye!